out to be a cesspool of fake votes. At Matt Schlapp and at Adam Laxalt, who is the former attorney general there in Nevada, are finding things that, when released, will be absolutely shocking. Well, let's find out what some of those things are. With us now is the chairman of the American Conservative Union and CPAC, the gentleman mentioned in the president's tweet, Mr. Matt Schlapp himself. Matt, good to see you.
Thank you, Sean. And it's Nevada.
I know. I go back and forth. I can't remember what I'm supposed to, but then again, you were just there, so you got a refresher. So
I never plenty of time. Plenty of times. Don't worry.
Okay, good. Well, thank you. I know I'll hear about it. So when you're in Nevada, and you were there with Adam Laxalt, the president says that you guys found stuff. Walk us through some of the things that you found.
Right. And the tweet that you just put up, what is really galling for me is Twitter has basically flagged that tweet to say, you know, this claim is not necessarily true. So, Sean, you know, I'm an old guy. I've been doing this a long time. When I went to Nevada on behalf of the president, I didn't know what I would find. I always heard there was a lot of corruption in Clark County. But, you know, it's really hard to put your finger on vote fraud or voter irregularity or illegal ballots. I was shocked with what we found. I was shocked that literally dead people are voting in Nevada. I was shocked to find that minors are voting in Nevada. Now, that means that when they sent out all these ballots, they didn't even check them to dedupe by the death records, which, you know, is something that's standard in politics.
So can I just, I want to ask you, because I want to make sure people understand this. So can you, like, not right now, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but in terms of what you gathered, you literally have somebody that you have their name, Henry Smith, and they are a dead person and they voted.
Fred Stokes Jr. And we talked, and the reason why we don't have a lot more is because you have to talk to their families, and this is their loved one. These people literally just died, and they voted, and when their loved ones find out, they're angry. There was another woman by the name of Rose Marie Hartle who died but voted, and her surviving.
Matt, just to be clear, though, is it possible that they voted when you say they died? Had they voted outside of when they would have gotten a ballot? That's what you're claiming, right? There's no way that they mailed it in before they passed away.
Sean, they died in 2017.
Well, then they definitely can't vote.
This is truly miraculous voting. You know, we checked the voting records just for a small sample from days ago. We checked for people who had changed their address to outside Nevada. We found over 3,000 examples of people who voted in this election who don't live in Nevada.
So let me give you this. The Democrats, at least some of them, have claimed, well, those are military officials.
No, they've been deduped. They've been deduped. On our list, it's a fair challenge. And when you take out the military people, it was less than 100 folks. And when we go back and do more extensive searches back for a couple of years and do everyone who voted in this election, because, you know, they're still literally counting these ballots and still doing the same process, which resulted in all this corruption that's happening while we're speaking, we will have a much bigger number. The 3,000 that we came up with, we believe that is 2/3 shy of the actual number, because most people don't go to the post office to change their address due to the onslaught of junk mail. Usually people just tell their utilities and stuff and their loved ones, here's where we're moving. So that number is very shy. It's 1/3 of the actual number. So it's over 9,000 just in a couple of days on the ground without any transparency into the rooms, not being allowed to go into the count rooms. And what else do we know? We know that there are hundreds of thousands of mail-in ballots that are supposed to have a signature check, which is why you have Republican and Democrat observers. In Clark County, they have plenty of Democrat observers because it's the Harry Reid machine. There are no Republicans allowed in. We can't check that signature match, and the machine itself has now been shown to be completely inept on purpose. We believe that once we get a chance, if the federal courts will allow us to get in there and properly examine those envelopes and the signature matches, we will have many, many more, thousands and thousands of more illegal ballots cast. So this is just one city, right, in this country, and we're seeing patterns in these other states as well. I think this was a very well coordinated, orchestrated effort.
Okay, so you just listed off 3 people who died years ago who voted, which is, as you point out, miraculous at best.
Well, I listed 2. There's more, but as you know, you have to be careful with the families, right?
Okay, I get it, but let me ask you this. So you were doing a ton of press out there, right? And it seems to me that here you've already just given me 2 examples of people, right? Why wouldn't the media out there say, okay, Matt Schlapp has a voter, this is their obituary, this is them. I mean, this to me, like, this is the real stuff. This is it.
It's worse, Sean. You got your finger on it. Literally, I just saw Kayleigh McEnany and Ronna McDaniel having their press conference. Almost every TV network turned away from it.
Yes.
You know why? Because they said, well, there's no evidence of voter fraud. I have the copy of the tombstone on my Twitter feed. Go look at it. We had a friend of the family of the woman who died and miraculously voted. She came to our press conference the other day and talked about how this is so painful for the family because she was just a beloved person, and tough for her surviving spouse and for her friends. So, you know, this is real. It's real evidence. People outside Nevada voted. People who weren't old enough voted. They basically took a voting list and they made it as polluted as they could. They didn't dedupe it, which, Sean, I know you know,
right,
that's the basics in mail, is that you make sure you take off all the dirty names, all the names that are old, all the names that are aged. They almost purposely didn't do it, mailed everybody in attempt to get as many ballots back.
So let me ask you this. Let me just. So you've now gotten the evidence. You've laid this out there. These are people.
Only
they are dead. Okay. So where does it go now, Matt? What's next?
Well, we need the news media to do their job. They need to quit saying there's no evidence of widespread
I agree. If you show it, that's evidence. They can say there's not a lot. They can say whatever. But you just gave 2 names.
This is a civil rights question because we believe in one person, one vote. We went through tremendous constitutional struggles to make sure that every person who's here legally has a chance to vote. When illegal votes can be cast to this magnitude, it means all of our civil rights, all of our voting rights, all of our human rights are somehow watered down by this illegality.
Every illegal vote takes away from someone's legal vote.
That's right. So we need the federal courts to allow us to go back to democratic norms where we can observe the count that's left, go back and, as best we can, have people there to go through all of these envelopes. But here's the saddest thing of all. The eggs are scrambled. You can't unscramble them. Mail ballots are anonymous. They're not tagged by an ID or something. They're already polluted. They're in the system. We can't pull them out. There was a blind woman that went to vote in Nevada. And this is just another case of voter fraud. She went to go vote. She's a Trump supporter. When she went there, someone else had gotten her mail ballot and voted for her. And so they told her she couldn't vote. She could potentially cast a provisional ballot. She said, I don't want to cast a provisional ballot. I want to cast my ballot. I want to vote for all the candidates. And they said, tough. So she went to court, and the Obama-appointed judge said, well, just pull out the polluted ballot. It was explained to him how you can't do that.
You can't do that.
And he said, basically, his answer was, well, tough luck. Tough luck.
Unreal.
You didn't get to vote. Maybe you'll vote the next time. I mean, this is what we're dealing with.
All right.
They're looking the other way for this terrible, terrible illegal behavior.
All right. Well, Matt Schlapp, thank you for going out to Nevada, finding this information and starting to put it out, because I think this is the first step in really doing this, is laying it out. So I appreciate you joining us and sharing this with us.
Sean, can I say one thing?
Of course you can.
You worked at the RNC for a long time. Every time Republicans are behind the scenes without cameras, they all talk about what goes on in Vegas, what goes on in Clark County, what goes on in Philadelphia, what goes on in Newark. And they don't want to talk about it when the cameras are on because it's tough stuff. And if we don't root out this corruption, Republicans will never win the presidency again, because this is the way they're playing the game.
Well, you're helping to root it out and expose it. So thank you, Matt.
Thanks, Sean.
Newsmax TV is now America's fastest growing cable news channel. We give you the real news you need. So subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us a thumbs up. If you like this video, share it with your friends. Newsmax TV streams live on YouTube for free. Newsmax TV, real news for real people.